So today I'm just going to make a video on my foundation routine and my face routine. So if you want to watch how I achieve my everyday face look, then keep on watching. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to prime my face, and I will be using this foundation primer Radiance by Laura Mercier. So I'm just squirting a little amount like this in my hands, rubbing it together, and then just like putting it all over my face very evenly. And then what you're going to do is you want to sit and wait for it to dry in. And after that dries, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take about 2 squirts of my Makeup Forever HD foundation. I am in 20 and 120, I believe. And so I'm just squirting it twice to the back of my hand like so. And I'm just going to take my foundation brush, dip it like this, and then just dab it and dots all over my face. And don't worry, I'm not going to leave it like this. And if I have a little bit of extra, I'm going to take it down my neck so everything is matching. So after you dotted it all over your face, just take that same brush and then just kind of blend it together. I'm not saying you have to use a brush. You could use a beauty blender sponge. You could use whatever. You can use your fingers if that works for you. This is just what works for me most. And so, I'm just gonna do all of this until it's kind of melted into my skin. And if you see a little bit of streakiness, like I do right now, just kind of smooth it into your skin with your fingers or like a softer brush to where you have a flawless coat of foundation on your skin. Okay, so after your foundation kind of sits on your skin for a little bit so it can like suck up, make sure it's not like dripping or anything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some concealer and I'm going to squirt it on the back of this concealer brush like this, and I'm just going to dab this under my eyes to get rid of my dark circles that are really bad. And then just kind of smooth that in with your fingers. Sometimes I feel like your fingers are your best tool to use in makeup. I know there are so many brushes out there, but you really have the most control with your fingers. You know? I really hope you guys can see what I'm doing. And if you have any blemishes, like I have one right here, just take whatever's left over, put it over that. I have one right here too. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of this, and I have a lot of redness on my nose. A lot of girls do too. So I'm not alone. And then, voila. You have an even coat of foundation and concealer on your face. So the next thing we're going to do after you got all of that is we are going to, oops, I forgot my professional, but you know what, I'm pretty sure you can put this over foundation. So just take some of that if you have any pore cream, if you don't have any pores, you're very lucky. So yeah, it actually smells kind of good, you know. Let's see, maybe I'll do a review on that later. And then what I'm doing is I'm taking some Mineralized Skin Finish Natural from MAC, and I'm in light medium, and I'm just going to dust this on the parts of my face that get oily. And especially you want to put this underneath your eyes so that concealer stays locked in and it doesn't move around. And then once you do it that, foundation is done, and now we're going to move on to all that highlighting and bronzing and blush. Alright, so after all that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my NARS Laguna bronzer with a little powder brush from Revlon. I'm sorry, don't know what the number for this is. What is wrong with this handle? Anyway, just going to dot it like this into the bronzer. It's a really nice bronzer. And I'm going to tap it so I can remove any excess, because I don't want to look like an orange face. I got a second in my cheeks. And go like this. And you see how harsh this line is? It's not going to be like that. Don't worry. Yeah, I'm going to go out looking like this. Okay, so after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this big fluffy powder brush from Sephora. It's a round powder number 41, Sephora Professional. And then I'm going to kind of squeeze the top a little bit so it's kind of like got some precision. I'm going to go like this to blend that harsh line out. So where you just have a nice contour. And do that with this side as well. And after that, we are going to take a blush. This is Pincho Peach by MAC. Let's see, it'll focus. And then I'm taking a MAC 116 brush, swiping it in there and tapping it off. And I'm going to smile. And I want to get it on the top part of the apple of my cheek when I'm smiling, because if you put it down here, it's going to drop when you're not smiling. And who's going like this all day? I mean, maybe if you just won the pageant. I'm not making sense today, am I? Okay. And now, for highlighting, I'm taking the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Soft and Gentle. Let's see if you can see this. I don't know if my camera can like do this focusing. And I don't, how do I say this? I don't really like have a brush to use for this, so I just take my fingers. This is probably not what you're supposed to do. And I just do the highlight right there, and I feel like it works just as fine as a brush, so why spend any more money? You know? And maybe I'll add some on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, my chin, and my cupid's bow, so where I'm all nicely highlighted. And after that, I'm just going to take the brush that I use for my powder, kind of just go over it with the rest of the powder so it's not as like harsh. So next I'm going to do my eyes. And for my eyes I'm using the Naked 2 palette. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to take a fluffy little brush like this, which is the MAC 224. And I'm dipping it into the color Tease, which is this like mauvey pinky brown right here. I'm hoping you can see that. So I'm dipping it into there. And what I'm going to do, sorry, I just have to adjust this a little bit. I'm going to build this up into my crease, maybe just a little bit above my crease. I really hope you can see what I'm doing. So that is it for this tutorial. I just went ahead and did my eyes and lips, but thanks for watching, and like this video and subscribe if you like this video. And thanks, I'll post new videos soon.